faithfully sharing value, exploring great books worldwide. Hi, this is Sally speaking. Today, we're diving into a brief history of alien life. The subtitle is A Comprehensive Chronicle of 400 Years of Human Exploration and Imagination of Alien Life. Aliens are a top favorite theme in sci fiction books and films, loved by tons of folks. People imagine aliens with bizarre looks, super advanced spaceships, and weapons that feel super futuristic. But hey, humans have been dreaming up aliens since way back in the 1600s. For centuries, with curiosity, hope, fear, and all sorts of feelings, folks dreamed up tons about aliens, creating this unique alien culture. Even though scientists haven't found aliens anywhere, inside or outside our solar system, alien culture is still huge in pop culture today. Today's book, A Brief History of Alien Life, will give you a full rundown of alien culture's history, showing how science has advanced over 400 years. Plus, how this culture, all based on imagination, started and grew. The book's author is Ron Miller, a big name in American sci fiction writing and art. He's done hits like Great Journey, Between the Stars, and A Brief History of Space Art. Uh, on top of that, he's part of the International Academy of Astronautics and on the board of the International Association of Astronomical Artists. Now, I'll break it down with two key questions. First big question, how did alien culture start and evolve? And second, how did UFOs get tied to aliens? Okay, let's dive into question one. How did alien culture begin and grow? The word alien in English comes from French and Latin roots, meaning someone from another place, like a foreigner or outsider. Back in ancient days, folks didn't travel far, so they imagined all kinds of things about people elsewhere, figuring they must be different. For instance, in Europe, the Roman scholar Pliny sketched out imagined continents in his Natural History. All sorts of weird humans, folks with elephant heads, monkey tails, rabbit ears, you name it. Likewise, in China's ancient Shan Haijing, they dreamed up far-off places. Humans with bizarre features, those with 3 heads, 3 bodies, just 1 arm, and so on. True alien culture originated 400 years ago, that is, the 17th century. It was then that the word alien truly meant beings from other planets. At this time, Copernicus's heliocentric theory was spreading widely across Europe. Meanwhile, Galileo's invention of the telescope allowed people to see Earth's satellite, the moon, and other planets in the solar system. So, Europeans at that time believed these planets also had humans like those on Earth. Why did people back then believe other planets must be inhabited? Because Christianity holds that God created all things. Other planets, like Earth, were all created by God. Just like how we build a house, not to control it, people thought God would never create an empty planet for no reason. He must arrange something there. Beyond Earth, there must be multiple human worlds similar to ours. This assumption was called the theory of multiple worlds, which became the mainstream view in Europe at that time. Under such religious and cultural background, people concluded that aliens must exist and began imagining what they looked like. It was at this time that alien culture sprouted. For the earliest depictions of alien life, we must mention the German astronomer Johannes Kepler. Mentioning Kepler, you probably know him as a great astronomer who proposed the 3 laws of planetary motion, a founder of modern astronomy. But little known is that he also wrote a sci-fiction novel about lunar life in 1634, 4 years after Kepler's death. His novel Somnium was published, in which Kepler described alien life on the moon for readers. As an astronomer, he recognized the extreme harshness of the lunar environment, so the lunar creatures in his writing evolved hard shells to protect themselves and could hibernate to escape harsh conditions when needed. However, Kepler only described the life forms he dreamed of on the moon and didn't explicitly state that they were humans. By 1689, the French scientist Bernard Le Bouvier de Fontenelle published Conversations on the Plurality of Worlds, which featured bolder imaginations. In this book, he boldly speculated about the distinctive inhabitants of different planets in our solar system. Well, for instance, since Mercury is close to the Sun, he thought Mercurians would get sunburned easily, hence their dark skin. They're energetic, excitable, and hot-tempered. Similarly, Saturn's distance from the Sun makes it frigid, so Saturnians are lazy, preferring to stay put their whole lives. During the 17th and 18th centuries, alien culture developed slowly. Books about aliens, then, were mostly by scientists, filled with imagination yet grounded in new astronomical discoveries of the time. Still, these alien topics didn't cause much social stir overall. It was the 19th century when aliens first caused a Western sensation. On August 25, 1835, American journalist Richard Adams Locke serialized reports in the New York Sun. They claimed famed astronomer John Herschel spotted aliens on the moon through his telescope, causing immediate uproar. Many believed it. Locke wrote that Herschel built an observatory at South Africa's Cape of Good Hope, inventing a hydro-oxygen telescope over 7 meters wide. It could see lunar details crystal clear. Through it, Herschel saw many human-like beings he called lunar fairies, covered in fur with bat-like wings. Plus, the moon had exotic beasts unseen on Earth, making it a life paradise. Some context: John Herschel was son of William Herschel, who discovered Uranus. After William's death, John became astronomy's top authority and did observe from the Cape. Locke's plausible details and scientific jargon made many trust the reports. To ease doubts, Locke added that top clergymen were rushing to the observatory to witness the aliens firsthand. This made Americans at the time utterly convinced. Even though the New York Sun retracted the story half a month later, admitting they fabricated Herschel's lunar discoveries to grab attention, Herschel himself joked that his only regret was missing immortality, yet American enthusiasm didn't fade. When news reached Europe, many still believed in the lunar fairies. The reports got translated into French, German, Italian, and published as books. European artists illustrated them with alien engravings based on Locke's descriptions, sparking an alien craze across Europe. Beyond that, this alien hoax hugely fired up people's imaginations. In the late 19th century, aliens became key sci-fi material. Works like Wells' War of the Worlds and Verne's Around the Moon were wildly popular. Most unique were the aliens. In Wells' 1898 War of the Worlds, he pioneered non-humanoid aliens, Martians with octopus-like tentacles, shape-shifting, and pure evil.
He also first depicted alien invasions, so realistically that a 1938 radio adaptation with scary music caused mass panic in America. By the 20th century, alien culture peaked.
With astronomy advancing, humans landed on the moon and probes reached nearly all solar system planets. Though signs of possible life were found on Mars, Europa, and Enceladus, scientists think only primitive forms could exist, no intelligent beings. We're still exploring beyond our solar system. Despite finding Earth-like super-Earths, no solid evidence of aliens exists. Yet fascination with alien culture keeps growing. A key reason? Sci-fi films creating unforgettable alien characters. While watching movies, people subconsciously embrace these imagined aliens. As early as 1902, aliens first appeared in the world's inaugural sci-fiction film, A Trip to the Moon. This film by French director Georges Méliès, adapted from Verne's From the Earth to the Moon and Wells' The First Men in the Moon. And these sci-fi stories tell of Earth explorers reaching the moon and encountering its rulers, intelligent insects. Production limits meant acrobats played these insects, so the aliens looked almost human. The first film about aliens visiting Earth was 1908's The Man from the Moon. It tells of a Selenite who looks human, spots an English girl through a telescope, falls in love, and comes to Earth for her. Later classics like Star Trek, E.T., Alien, and Close Encounters created iconic alien images. Looking at sci-fi aliens, they mainly fall into two types: humanoid and non-humanoid. Humanoid aliens are common, resembling humans closely, like Spock in 2009's Star Trek. Half Vulcan, half human, so his features are nearly human. The Borg in that film are half human, half machine cyborgs, still humanoid. Some aliens are distorted versions of human forms, like E.T.'s huge head, massive eyes, and tiny body, seemingly alien but with human-like limbs, making him humanoid. Non-humanoid aliens are rarer in films but spark deeper fear. The first non-humanoid alien was in 1953's It Came from Outer Space, a shape-shifting, one-eyed monster. Then the 1979 film Alien created an even more iconic non-humanoid alien image. In this film, the so-called alien queen resembles a carnivorous dinosaur, secreting mucus to cocoon human prey. The xenomorph is arguably humanity's most terrifying and repulsive alien creation. Reportedly during test screenings, terrified audiences screamed nonstop, many fleeing the theater. In women's restrooms, over 40 ladies huddled together, vomiting from fear and disgust. Many sci-fi aliens originated from novels. Emma D. M.S. 20th century sci-fiction literature featured richer alien concepts, with authors imagining beings hard to film, like silicon-based life forms. Earth life is carbon-based, but sci-fi writers imagined silicon-based beings with crystalline or rocky appearances. Notable works include John Taine's The Crystal Horde and Isaac Asimov's The Crystal Egg. Science fiction authors envisioned gaseous aliens, like Fred Hoyle's The Black Cloud, featuring hydrogen-based, cloud-like beings. Aliens could even be flame-based, as in Arthur C. Clarke's Out of the Sun, depicting fire-like entities living in stars. Alien culture depicts two extremes, benevolent friends or malevolent demons. This makes Alien emotionally complex, mixing curiosity, hope, fear, and dread. All right, that concludes Part 1, How Alien Culture Emerged and Developed. The term alien originally meant foreigner or outsider. 17th century astronomy breakthroughs revealed Earth wasn't the cosmic center, making people believe other planets hosted humans. Alien-themed literature began flourishing then.
In the 19th century, fake news about alien discoveries sparked an alien craze in Europe and America.
With the ongoing development of sci-fiction novels and films, alien culture hit its peak in the 20th century. When it comes to aliens, you might also think of UFOs, unidentified flying objects, which folks usually see as alien spacecraft. So, how did people link UFOs in the sky with aliens? This is the second part we'll cover today.
The English term for not mean flying move is unidentified flying object, abbreviated as UFO. At first, it didn't mean alien ships.
In ancient times, with limited knowledge of nature, phenomena like comets, supernovas, auroras, bird flocks, weird-shaped clouds, and lightning were often mistaken for UFOs. Back then, people usually saw these UFOs as divine signs, God sending messages to humans. As natural science advanced, these mysteries got scientific explanations. In modern times, tech progress added man-made sky objects, like 18th century hot air balloons and 19th century airships, often misunderstood as UFOs by the public. By the 20th century, airplanes were invented. During 284, some pilots reported glowing spheres or disks tailing their planes. Today, we know those glows were likely electrical or optical phenomena, such as ball lightning or Venus's bright light from atmospheric refraction. But back then, these mysterious Foo Fighters terrified pilots.
However, armies like the US, British, and Japanese thought UFOs were enemies' secret weapons, not aliens.
What truly tied UFOs to alien ships was in 1947. That year, the U.S. had the Arnold sighting and Roswell incident in quick succession.
These events made many believe UFOs were alien spacecraft.
Let's start with the Arnold sighting. On June 24th, 1947, while searching for a missing plane, American pilot Kenneth Arnold flew over Mount Rainier in Washington state.
Suddenly, he saw a blinding flash of light in the sky to the left of his plane.
Then, 9 bizarre aircraft flew in formation north to south, seemingly targeting something specific. At nearly 3,000 meters altitude, they vastly outpaced Arnold's plane and vanished from view. As an experienced pilot, Arnold's report drew serious media and military attention, sparking public uproar. Actually, Arnold described crescent-shaped UFOs like boomerangs, but when describing their movement, he said they skipped like saucers across water. So media mistakenly dubbed them flying saucers, today's common term. The U.S. military later concluded it was a mirage from atmospheric refraction, or pure fantasy. But the public doubted this. As an expert pilot, Arnold calculated their speed at 760 meters per second, over twice the speed of sound. Remember, supersonic aircraft didn't exist then, so this couldn't be human technology. Thus, many media outlets linked UFOs to alien spacecraft. The Arnold sighting ignited America's UFO frenzy. Then, the Roswell incident days later cemented UFOs as alien craft in public and media minds. Roswell is in New Mexico City near a major U.S. military base. On July 6, 1947, after a storm, strange debris was found scattered on a base-adjacent farm. The military cordoned off the area and swiftly collected the fragments. This fueled media claims. A UFO crashed near Roswell, an alien craft captured by the military. Although the U.S. military debunked the rumors, saying the debris was just a weather balloon used to spy on Soviet nuclear tests, the media and public kept pushing back, insisting the explanation was a cover-up. They believed the military not only captured alien spacecraft and mastered their advanced tech, but also found alien corpses and dissected them. It's so funny that we're going to take off. Later, for military secrecy, the U.S. military didn't release more info. This added even more mystery to the whole event. From then on, UFOs, alien ships, and aliens became totally linked together. The Arnold sighting and Roswell incident sparked global curiosity about UFOs. Since then, tens of thousands of UFO reports worldwide. Most folks say they saw disc-shaped ones with a few cigar or sphere shapes. They flew super fast, dead silent, with abilities like hovering, sharp turns, and vanishing on the spot. Earth's aircraft can't do this stuff. Witnesses snapped hundreds of UFO photos, but most turned out hoaxes or misidentified planes or nature. Only a few were tough to analyze.
Plus, some claimed close encounters, seeing UFOs land and aliens step out, even saying they got abducted.
Alan Hynek, a top U.S. UFO researcher, sorted human UFO close encounters into 3 types. First kind, seeing a UFO land nearby with no contact. Second kind, physical contact with a UFO, leaving burns or marks. Third kind, seeing aliens and even interacting with them. The 1977 film Close Encounters of the Third Kind got its title from Hynek's classification. In the film, UFOs pop up all over the world.
Meanwhile, lots of folks vanish mysteriously on Earth, later revealed to be alien abductions.
Sure, the abductions in the film are made up, but in real life, why do people claim they've been snatched by aliens? Scientists studied these alleged abductees and found some were lying purely for fame. Others weren't lying, but under hypnosis described aliens identical to movie portrayals. They're alien enthusiasts who've consumed too many alien movies and online images. As the saying goes, day's thoughts become night's dreams. They confused fantasy with reality, thinking they've been abducted. Of course, some UFO events remain unexplained. Could they be alien spacecraft? The author believes intelligent life likely exists elsewhere, but alien visits to Earth are improbable. Interstellar travel is hugely costly, even for civilizations more advanced than ours. Some say aliens come to plunder resources, which makes no sense. Earth's materials, from iron to water to complex organics, exist abundantly throughout the cosmos. Aliens wouldn't cross light years for what's in their cosmic backyard. Others claim visits are for studying life, equally implausible. If aliens sought contact, they wouldn't spend fortunes just to buzz Earth showing off fancy maneuvers and playing hide and seek. So linking UFOs to alien ships is wishful thinking, baseless speculation. That concludes Part 2, Unidentified Flying Objects. How UFOs became linked to alien spacecraft. Ancient UFOs were mostly natural phenomena. Later, man-made objects like balloons, airships, and planes were mistaken for UFOs. and that the 1947 Arnold sighting and Roswell incident truly connected UFOs to alien craft. Afterwards, mass UFO sightings and contact reports emerged globally, mostly proven false. The book's author believes it's extremely unlikely that UFOs on Earth are alien spacecraft. All right, that covers the book's main content. Aliens still live in our imagination. But what if they're real and one day fly to Earth? Some researchers hopefully wish for equal, friendly diplomacy between humans and aliens, like nations establishing ties. But many others believe alien contact would spell disaster for humanity.
If aliens can easily visit Earth, they'd be vastly more advanced and possibly unable to communicate with us.
Like sci-fi writer Wells thought, aliens might be utterly indifferent, even wiping us out as routine. Just like humans might eliminate pests before settling on an island, so first contact could decide humanity's survival. A truly sobering thought. That concludes our journey through a brief history of alien life. Reading notes are below the audio. See you tomorrow!